Right, stick up. Everybody freeze. Everybody down on the ground.
Get down on the ground. Get down on the ground. Get down on the ground. Get down on the ground. Get down on the ground. Get down on the ground. Get down on the ground. Get down on the ground. Get down on the ground. Get down on the ground. Get down on the ground. Get down on the ground. Get down on the ground. Get down on the ground. Get down on the ground. Get down on the ground. Get down on the ground. Get down on the ground. Get down on the ground. Get down on the ground. Get down on the ground. Get down on the ground.
Stick up. Everybody freeze.
Get down on the ground.
What up, boys and girls? West Texas Podcast in the house. I did, oh, you're shifting gears? I did turntables. I did turntable motion with your boy Chris, Maxosaurus Rex. Say hello.
Hola, sí.
With special guest, the mayor, Javier Joven. Say hello.
Hey, guys, I'm sorry. I'm a little, I like a 7 second delay right here.
Oh, okay.
He's got to filter everything through his earpiece.
And we have the return of Ben, the bingening.
The bingening. Thanks for having me again, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for coming, bro.
Yeah. So what's everybody up to today, man? Cowboys are playing.
Cowboys pulled it off. All right.
Yeah, that's the Dallas Cowboys, baby.
My boys.
And, we were watching that. That was interesting. I went to church.
You look like you're wearing your church clothes.
Yeah, I'm wearing my church Hawaiian shirt that has guns secretly hidden within the flowers and stuff. So like,
can you see that? You see that?
It's like it's like a hint to the Boogaloo movement. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, there, I do see it now. Yeah,
and let people know, hey, I got you, bro. Hey.
It's about Boogaloo time.
And
getting pretty close.
You probably just got this whole podcast shut down by even mentioning those words.
I mean, if you just electric Boogaloo is what I'm talking about.
And then we always go to Logan's afterwards because it's right down the street from Stonegate, Odessa. And so we went to Logan's and we got, I always call it to my kids bread and butter. Y'all want to go get bread and butter after church? Who doesn't like bread and butter, dude? Come on, man. Right. You know what I'm saying?
I don't like Logan's bread and butter. You know whose bread and butter is delicious? It's Texas Roadhouse.
Well, just because it has cinnamon. No, Logan's can put cinnamon in it.
Well, their buns are
better. That's better. Yeah, it's better.
No bread.
So,
no bread?
No bread. That's what I did. With
tortillas?
No.
No tortillas?
Yeah.
Are you drinking soda still?
No. Just raw animal meat.
Just raw animal. I kill the animals with my bare hands and eat them raw.
No soda.
I stopped drinking soda. I started drinking Topo Chico.
Yeah, nothing. No sugars, nothing like that at all.
I haven't had booze in 2 weeks. That's kind of different.
Whoa.
Yeah.
How do you survive?
I know, man.
So what you're saying is you're coming out as a homosexual.
That's not funny.
That's not funny. No, I'm sorry.
You're gonna get these two guys in trouble, man.
Sorry if I offended
We can laugh at it.
Yeah.
That's been a good night.
And we love homosexuals. Okay?
Don't say nothing bad about
We love homosexuals. Okay, I love homosexuals.
How much do you love homosexuals?
A lot.
Okay.
A lot.
All right.
Okay.
Moving on.
What'd you do today, Javi?
Basically,
on this Sunday. What's the
just
Sunday for the mayor like?
This Sunday, just recouped. I was playing in a tournament over the weekend. Have not been on the course very much in the last 2 years. So it was my third time on the course, and let me tell you, I'm very sore.
Really?
And tired, yeah. So, it's just there's no memory.
muscle memory.
Muscle memory's not there, and so I'm hurting. And also allergies are killing me. Whatever that came in, man, it is just killing me. So
change of the season.
That's why I got pharmaceutical going on right here with saline, just trying to keep the
highly pharmaceutical saline.
If you can buy it from a gas station.
It's not going to kill you.
$2.97 at Walmart.
Awesome. That's nice. You're not sunburned.
And it's the generic brand. So people, if you think this guy's not saving you money, he's got generic brand saline here, people. Right. Okay?
No name brands.
No name brands. That name brand shit.
Ben, what'd you do this Sunday, man?
Oh man, I woke up this morning. We cleaned the house a little bit. Just got the kids involved, thrown trash.
That's
made
what
a big
dude,
breakfast.
I'm the same way on the weekends. It's all laziness and shit, and then it's like, get your ass out. Let's pick this room up. This
Yeah.
looks like shit. Fucking get these clothes out of here. Get the trash out. Get all these cups out of here, dude. Yeah, dude. I feel you just look around. It's like a horror movie.
Yeah. For sure.
Like a crime scene,
Yeah, whatever. So
dead hamsters and shit
Relaxing.
everywhere.
Yeah, just kind of relaxing this Sunday morning. Not too much.
yeah. Beautiful day, like
Beautiful
you said.
day.
Like you said,
Beautiful day. Got the Cowboys on early at 12 o'clock, so that started
Yeah,
off the day.
that's interesting.
Yeah. we got
So you excited about your boys?
I'm excited about my boys.
4 games in?
Man, you know,
Four
that
games
Dax has
in,
got me a
baby.
little nervous on the ankle, though. I mean, every time I watch him, it's still pretty nerve-wracking. But
How could that not be a major factor forever? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know how people can argue that he is just as healthy.
100%.
as
Better than new.
before.
Better than
And
new.
there's
I don't
no
think
way.
you can ever
There's
recover
no way.
from that.
You can't.
That was
No way.
disgusting. His foot was like, his leg was like this, and his foot was like this.
Oh,
If they
man.
made it all metal, then I'd be cool with that. You know what I'm
So they
saying?
cut off his leg and give him a whole robot leg.
Yeah.
It's coming. It's coming soon.
Very soon. Trust me.
Well, that's
Trust him. What'd you do today, Chris?
I slept till noon.
Oh, okay.
I drank a beer, and then I took a nap.
Oh, again, I woke up, drank a beer, took a nap.
Yep. Slept till noon,
and
woke
here I
up,
am.
drank a beer, and then I drank another beer after my nap.
And here I am.
Yeah, here I am.
So you're ready to go.
I'm ready to go to bed again in about 30 minutes.
I'm going to mention one thing real fast to back Javi up. I coach 2 soccer teams. We'll get into the soccer situation later in the podcast, but I coach 2 soccer teams. Sometimes we got double headers. And then I have a son that I don't coach, but he plays. So sometimes I got 3 games a day. I got to be out there all day, you know? And I help his team coach too. So I'm up and down the sidelines yelling and screaming and all kinds of stuff, helping him warm up and everything. But then we got this little kitten that my daughter brought home. And it's this cutest little kitten, but it caught a cold somehow. And it'll climb right up on us and then sneeze right in our face. And so
It's just regular cat behavior.
So my wife literally caught something from it, and then I was like, "That's bullshit. You can't catch something from a cat." And then last night I was like getting the shivers, and I was like, I was like, "That fucking cat, dude!"
It gave me its cat AIDS.
But I downed a bunch of vitamin C like I always do, and I feel great today.
Did you take any what's it called?
Chlorophyll?
Chlorophyll? Yeah.
I got my chlorophyll injection.
Good.
Wasn't that the Twilight Zone movie where the cat would sit on the person's chest and steal their breath, kind of thing?
Like suck it out.
Cats are very enigmatic and mysterious things, and like if we
they're assholes.
if we go into a whole nother deal, let me just say this, and just so I can be the guy out on left field, and you guys can laugh at me. There was a past human civilization on Mars. There's evidence of it. There's statues and all kinds of stuff, and part of those statues is cats. Cats, and that's why ancient Egyptians were also obsessed with cats. Cats have been all around this galaxy, people.
And the Earth is gay, and they're turning the frogs. The Earth is gay, they're turning the frogs flat.
Never heard that one.
Like, you know, the face on Mars, it's kind of like a lion's mane and stuff. That's one of the things that they say about like that face on like that's a real face on Mars. Like, can we all agree that's a real face on Mars? Like
my
the face on Mars, like the face on Mars that was spotted, and then they're like, no, trust us, y'all. That's not a face. That's not a face. Like, it's the exact human features of a face, like eyes, nostrils, like eyebrows, cheekbones, like a mouth, everything.
This
And they're like,
up. I don't
You don't
know.
remember that? You don't remember the face on
I saw a
Mars?
movie like that. Like there was a
No,
movie.
there's a
about
real,
that.
like in 1979 we flew a satellite over, and this was when they didn't know that they were going to find that, and so they were just like letting the public see all the pictures, and one was like a face, a human, unmistakable human face, dude. Like, it doesn't occur naturally. Now, there's something called the pareidolia effect, which is like I can look at that picture right there and see a human face, or I can look in this granite
look at the clouds,
and
that's
see
the
a
best
human
example.
face.
Yeah.
But you. So that's what people try to say all the time to dismiss that. But
Do you remember what they tried to say it was? They took as the probe moved further, they
about the
got
shadows.
Yeah. Well, they took another, or they saw another image of that
Right.
that sculpture or that
Yeah.
structure. And from a very far angle, they're like, "See, it's just lumpy. It's like
You
I
wanna
can
know
still
why-
see the nose and the eyebrow."
you want to know why we keep going to Mars? Because they know. Because they know.
Have you seen when the Mars rover just gets repaired on its own with
Yeah.
duct tape?
Yeah. They know. That's why
There's a
keep going
shadow
to
of an
Mars,
astronaut
because
working on
they
it,
know.
and they forget to delete it.
But let's
running around.
not get these guys. Let's not get these important officials tied
And there's a
down
cat up there sneezing on everybody.
into our kooky fringe ideology.
The Earth is gay and the frogs are
Okay,
flat.
stop saying the G word. Okay,
Sorry.
you're gonna get us.
No, gay's not a slur anymore.
Stop.
No,
Stop.
it was back.
Stop.
It was
Stop.
back.
Stop. So that's what you did today. You got all fired up, and now you're angry at the G's.
Well, to be fair, I'm always.
Okay.
No, they're gonna be back calling the G's.
So what's going on in town? We got events. We got events going on. We got an event going on, guys. What's the deal?
Well, one of the events that I've worked on since becoming mayor is bringing in a play from San Antonio.
Okay.
And the Odessa Arts Council went a long way in securing that. And so basically it's a kind of a Christmas themed type of play. And so what it is, it's three young sisters that are going to make tamales for the first time. Now, anybody that has that experience knows that,
Which is a dying art. Which is a dying art as well.
But chaos ensues, and the thing is that you got family,
I can imagine.
and you're gonna have interactions, and everybody knows that when you have family get together like that, and there's an event,
Everyone's the boss.
yeah, well, you're gonna have all those dynamic personalities. But the thing is, the twist on this, it's a comedy. And so the playwright, the author, and also actress is that there are two characters called Doña Mercedes and Doña Juanita. And the spin is that they're deceased and they're in heaven. And they're having a conversation about how they miss certain things in life. And one of them is to be able to make tamales.
Now you're not going to spoil anything of the show here, are you? Okay.
No. So basically, it's this. I'm just giving you the overall theme of it, and what it is.
Sounds interesting to me already.
In that discussion, is Doña Mercedes is from the 1800s and Doña Juanita's from 1950s. So they kind of describe.
That's interesting.
In their own way of how they make tamales in their era. And so
one was before you could go to the store and just buy it.
Exactly.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah, and
there were stores in the 18. Whatever.
And it showed. And she
after a week of going to town for a week on a horse, there was a store. Yeah,
that's the best place to put stores, a week away.
Yeah.
So basically, she describes in detail the step by step, and in there you realize how it's evolved from era to era and how the traditions have changed, but also the traditions are gone. But
in some ways have stayed the same because you're still making tamales with your family and stuff. So I kind of see what the dynamic is that some things have changed and they're different, and we should appreciate those things, and then some things we're still making tamales.
Like sisters making tamales, fighting and arguing the whole time.
Right.
Exactly.
So you get the old way and you get the new way.
So you get to spend an evening with family. You'll be able to relate to the characters. And so the thing is that the lost art of language, because we stream everything, we watch everything, and it's instant. And so this is basically just sitting down without...
Language is a lost art.
It is. Thorough language. And that's one of the things why I love plays is because, the thing is that even if they make a mistake, it's not dubbed.
Right.
And you just keep rolling with it.
And many times it's enjoyable.
It is.
It adds to the authenticity and the character of the experience and things like that.
This play has been going on for 26 straight years. It was stopped by COVID last year.
Of course,
and so 26 straight years. They are raising money to make a movie. And so this is the first time that's actually left San Antonio. And usually in San Antonio, it'll wind up having it right after Thanksgiving. We got it for October 9th. It'll be a one-day showing. And so we'll also be featuring also with the playbill, and if they haven't pulled it, there was also going to be a film by a local director. And that film consists of a brother passing. And I know the family, and this passing had happened many years ago in Seattle, and this is basically a tribute, a documentary to such a tragedy. So you got two events are going to be going on.
The film is going to be shown
right after the play.
Okay.
And so you're talking about less than a half hour, and so then. So everything starts at 6:00. You want to come into the play before before. Because one of the things about a play is that when it starts, you're not coming in because you can't disturb it. It's a live performance.
Right. You don't want to be that person.
So you can't come in late. The doors will shut and you're not coming in.
Good.
So you need to
You
be
hear that, people? You hear that, people? Let's reiterate that.
For the first time in your life, be on time to something.
and for the first time in your life, possibly these doors will be locked. This isn't church where they let you come in at 15 minutes late, 30 minutes late
After the worship.
After
the worship
singing
part of the service.
After the offering plate goes around, and then you
come in.
No, we missed it. Dang.
You know, as from the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, we want to make sure and ensure that these types of events continue. We want to make sure that these things are successful, and we want to make sure that we expose those people to people that wouldn't ordinarily get online and go to ticketferry.com and order that. You know, you have a demographic here that's a little bit older. You know, I never made them outside of I didn't. My mother did with her mom, but it wasn't something that I participated in at 43 years old. So what the Hispanic Chamber is doing is we're going to purchase about 400 tickets. 400 of those tickets to give to the community and drop them off at Medical Center Hospital, Southside Clinic, on the Westside Clinic. Come and get a ticket. You know, if you're there getting a booster or whatever, then you can take a ticket.
How many? 400 tickets?
Yeah.
How many spots are in there? Which theater is it going to be?
That's a good question.
It'll be at the Extra Theater.
Oh, okay.
Extra Theater, nice. I love that facility. I love the venue.
Isn't that great?
Now, I had my hand raised like I did last time, and I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Is that West Texas is also just as much as people associate San Antonio with authentic Hispanic culture and heritage. West Texas is just as much, but also its own. It's also its own unique.
It is
different than San Antonio. It is more unique. It's more rugged, I would say, and a little bit more like possibly individualistic, or you know, it's just. But it is right there. We're only 2 hours from the border, and we might be closer to the border than San Antonio. I can't confirm that. But the border doesn't necessarily matter, okay? But I do think that West Texas is its own very unique and very authentic and important and influential Hispanic culture. I would agree with. I mean, I believe that. I mean, do you guys believe that? Like, we have our own diverse Hispanic culture, but also very influential. You know what I'm saying? And just like SoCal has theirs, and just like, you know, Arizona has theirs, and New Mexico.
No offense, Ben. No offense. Or offense, however you want.
But so in getting the play out here, also it gets it in a different environment that does. I do believe would appreciate it, and in its own way, you know.
We're trying to establish new types of.
And so getting it out, branching it out,
trying to get new traditions going on, it becoming a family every year event that you're looking forward to it. And the thing is that you have to be able to be patient, you have to stay consistent, and you have to stay dedicated. And that's one of the things, is establishing those type of events throughout the year that West Texans and surrounding areas can come to Odessa.
That's what I was
it'll
going
be
to say.
the hub.
This sounds like something that could become a play that, if it's not these professionals that do this professionally, that becomes a play almost like Shakespearean, where in the Hispanic culture this play can be performed by the locals. Here's the script, here's the story, and then it doesn't have to be these specialists from San Antonio that do it, and it might filter and fan out through all of the Southwest or all of Hispanic culture.
And that was
and it's conservative at heart, you know.
It's a family play, and that's exactly what we tried to do. Is I wanted to be able to buy the playwrights to it and just be able to recast it. And they said, hey, no, we'll go out and we'll perform.
Yeah.
Which really surprised me, because I didn't think that they would travel out of San Antonio to do this.
Those people travel everywhere.
So I was really happy and surprised that
they'll do a play in unison.
One of the major concepts of the play is that our culture could be wiped out in one generation. If we don't keep up with the traditions and the
TikTok can wipe out. TikTok's wiping out our culture right now.
Wipe it out in a generation, you know.
So Texans wiping out language.
Yeah, exactly.
Really
Emojis are wiping out language.
Yes. Yes.
I saw a very good Volkswagen commercial.
Autocorrect is too.
A very good Volkswagen commercial.
Yeah, they said, don't text your mom.
Yeah, don't text your mom, go give her a hug. You know, don't send your mom emojis, go give her a hug. You know, that was a very good commercial.
Yeah, I saw that earlier. I thought on that when I saw that.
Yeah, that was interesting.
That's good.
So let's get to details. Let's get down to the nitty gritty on this play. All right. That's a Nacho Libre. You never seen Nacho Libre?
No.
You should didn't see Dr. Lieber.
No.
Okay, well, let's get down to the nitty gritty. Okay. So, what days are the play running? What time are they running? Where are they running?
Okay, so it's gonna
let's
be-
get all this info out there.
It's going to be a one-day play, October 9th,
One day, October
6
9th,
p.m.
6 p.m.
And we're going to run through 9 o'clock.
Are there tickets available at the door?
Yes, there'll be tickets available at the door, and also like Dr. Bing
Ahead of
said.
time. Ahead of time.
No, it'll be that day.
All tickets are sold that day?
Yeah, we have tickets available. Chamber's going to be making some tickets available and giving those out for free. But anybody that shows up to the event will be able to buy a ticket.
It's all gonna be like at the will call office or like.
Well, as soon as you walk in, they usually set it up as soon as you walk in.
And
The will call.
the chamber's going to distribute that to some of our members, and you can pick them up at our member locations.
Okay.
So that
That's the kind of thing. Okay, so because here's what I'm wondering is like something like Shrimp Fest. You know, here's what I'm getting at is like if people hear this podcast throughout the week and they want to call a phone number and they want to get some tickets or sponsor a table or something like that, are they going to be able to do that?
Well, the way it was set up, the way the Arts Council sets up, and they set up all their events, they do it through online, and so they basically did that.
So is there a website we need to know of right now?
Well, it's called the Ector.
the Ector.
Okay,
EctorTheater.com.
so everything's going through the Ector Theater.
Yeah, pretty much everything's going through
Hey, Mr. Researcher, can you look up that website
So
right
it's
now?
the EctorTheater.com.
Give us the info on that, Mr.
And
Researcher.
then just simply go on to October 9th on the scheduler. Click on and it'll tell you how many tickets you want to purchase. The tickets are starting at $10
$10.
plus tax, so about 11 and change.
Oh, okay.
Let's sell this thing out. I mean, let's
You know,
really
that's-
Sounds like a funny thing. I'll be honest.
Now, I got a question, and this
Let's
might be a
sell it out.
silly question. Is it all in Espanol?
No,
Is there SAP?
it's a bilingual. It's a bilingual play. 80% of it's in English. The one character primarily speaks 90% Spanish. Will be Doña Mercedes because her character is based in the 1800s.
That's what I was gonna say. It must be the old lady.
But there's there's always a translation.
Gotcha.
You know, but the translation short, so everybody thinks, oh, what did I miss? So, well, the thing is, the Spanish language, in order to lay something out, a foundation, it has to be long. In English, the translation's real short. So you're not gonna miss you'll understand it. If you do not understand Spanish at all, trust me, you will get that primary of what
Funny
this place is
story.
about.
Funny story, real fast. You guys might all relate to this, maybe not. We go to, and it's kind of counter. It's kind of opposite of what you're saying, but I know what you're saying is like. You'll say something in English and it's this, and then in Spanish it's like a long sentence. Okay, but the opposite of that is you go to South Padre and you go to the little beach entrance, and there's a little sign that says, in English, it says, "Caution, riptides, you can be swept out." This, and this, and then in Spanish it just says "peligroso." That's all it says. It's the same picture, but like English and Spanish, and it's like "caution, riptides, danger," blah blah blah, and then on the Spanish side it's just like "peligroso" with the exclamation
Because
point.
whoever translated didn't know how to say riptide in Spanish.
Well, like someone said, you say riptide, and that's riptide.
And sometimes there isn't a translation.
Exactly. So the only thing is like, it's like what you people need to know is peligroso. So that's kind of funny.
So, how fancy do we need to get dressed up for this event?
The thing is,
But if I want to,
I've always said about West Texas.
You can wear your sombrero.
What's the difference between being formal and casual? That's if your boots are dirty or shine.
Yeah,
that's different.
And sometimes I'll go to a real fancy place, but I'll wear dirty boots on purpose. Just to kind of like,
you're casual.
because it's kind of dirty boots are kind of a style on its own. You know what I'm saying? Like they're selling these sneakers with holes in them for $900. Have you guys seen that?
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I mean,
I'm in the wrong business.
That's the thing, exactly. But you can tell the holes are all fake, and you can tell it was all like
So
done
you're
in a
pre-distressed
factory and stuff like that.
sneakers
Yeah,
for $100,
pre-distressed. Good term right there. Good term. So let's hammer down these details one more time. The Ector. What have you found on there?
I stopped looking.
Oh,
The Ector,
okay.
yes,
Thanks.
the Ector.
You can call it a Hispanic Chamber. You can get some free tickets.
Hispanic Chamber. The website for is theectortheater.com.
EctorTheater.com.
EctorTheater.com. since Mr. Researcher is not going to look, I'm going to look.
Because I don't want to connect. I need to get on.
Okay, I'll do it.
And you also can call the
Interwebs
Odessa
here.
Hispanic Chamber. What's that number?
Do not. It's a Google. It's our number that's online. I know my wife Betty's taking her mom. Her mom and her 3 sisters.
Okay, so I typed in ectortheater.com, and just as the mayor, La Mayor, has said, is theector.com.
Is it
Okay?
El Mayor or La? It's El Mayor.
El alcalde.
What?
La Patron.
Okay.
Okay, I go to theector.com, buy tickets,
And then we'll wind up doing.
and it'll say
You're there on schedule.
Las Nuevas Tamaleras.
Yep, and
Okay.
on the 9th.
Boom. Hit the 9th. The 8th was canceled.
Yeah. We
Okay.
moved everything over to the.
Everything's over to the 9th. That's fine. So you got 1 day, people. I push buy tickets. Seems like a pretty simple setup here. General admission. I can put up to 10
and there
tickets.
are no reserve. There's no reserve seating, so the earlier you get, the closer you'll be able to sit.
So theector.com.
There isn't a bad seat in that.
No, it's a great place. It's a great facility.
Docking is great.
Oh,
So do they have alcoholic beverages?
They do.
Awesome.
I love that facility. I love that facility. This should be a great deal. So, okay, Saturday, October 9th, 2021, 6 p.m., the Ector Theater. You can buy tickets at the door, or you can go to theector.com. You can buy your tickets in advance, and I'm sure they give you something that you show them at the window. Hey, I bought these tickets. Boom. They say, okay, come on in, man. Okay, so that's really cool. It's very simple, very straightforward, and
So the Ector Theater is located at 500 North Texas. So if you know where the Marriott is, it's right on the west end of that. There's
Have you ever been to the court? You got involved in the court system?
and the revolving door.
It's like right across the street, catty corner from the court system.
Yeah.
So,
Block North.
So it's a new addition. It's part of the Marriott.
I'm very
addition.
familiar. If you need to get a bail bondsman on the way, you can grab one of them.
He knows the guy. He just-
Yeah, we want to keep on bringing stuff downtown and keep promoting downtown with these events. Make sure they're successful, well attended, so that people of all ages from all over town can come and.
And you know
really
what I like?
experience
You
that.
know what I enjoy? Is going to these old West Texas towns and checking out these downtown areas. Now, the different thing about like Odessa and Midland is that it kind of modernized over time. But you can still have that classic West Texas downtown feel, almost like any town in America. You know what I'm saying? And it would be good for us to keep promoting that and to keep building that. As West Texans, it would be good to keep
As Odessans,
to keep, as Odessans and West Texans and Texans or whatever
Yeah.
to keep promoting that and building upon that. Now, do we need bailouts? Hey, I'll start a building. I'll start a bar downtown. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about that. That's a debate for a different day. But what's there is there now, and it is a nice area. And they do things like the walk, the beer walk, or the tequila walk, or whatever that is. What is that they do? The margarita walk.
Tacos and tequila kind of thing.
It's something that they do. So we got a decent downtown here now. And you know what? Me and my kids went to something that was in the park down there where they did like these mariachi dancers.
Yeah.
Or not mariachi dancers. They did like these. What are they called?
You gonna say some racist shit?
No,
Oh yeah, me.
the hot summer nights. The hot summer
Yeah,
nights.
yeah, and it was like these girls that were in these Mexican dresses doing traditional Mexican dancing and stuff, and they had food trucks.
Just
and
real
it was
quickly,
really cool. It was really cool.
Just real quickly, a lot of people will say like, "There's nothing to do here. There's no culture. There's nothing to do," and it's like, yes, there is. Every weekend there's events.
There's a lot.
A lot of people don't know how to market.
There's a lot going on.
There's a
A
lot.
lot of, sadly, people don't know how to market. You can come over here and get scanned. Come on, nobody's marketing that.
Yeah, you come get the tickle machine over here.
Yeah.
Dr. Quiroz' tickle machine.
Yeah.
And
Flip you upside down.
it turned me upside down and shook me real hard.
Put some radiation on you.
Yeah, just to turn the radiation all the way. I have superpowers
Yeah.
now, by the way. And I bleed when I go to the bathroom.
But there's
I'm
lots.
feeling better.
Yeah, I'm feeling much better.
Feeling way
I'm
better.
feeling way better.
Better than new. Better than new. Better than new.
Better do it.
So Ector Theater, it's downtown. The Ector Theater is beautiful. If y'all haven't ever been to any event, I went to an event there after they had redid it, and it was my brother. My little brother was on like the best singing choir at OHS, and so they did like a choir show there, which was cool. They got the songs and it's people singing, and you're at the Ector Theater, and it's nice there. It's really nice inside. It's kind of a step back in time, and it's really cool. It's really cool.
They did really
I
And I think this is a great venue for it, because
If you haven't seen it, come see it.
right.
See, there's always plays. There's always plays at the Permian Playhouse. There's a lot of things to do, and a lot of people don't go. So if I ever hear you say that, if you ever say it, and if you're not there, what is it, next Saturday?
Next Saturday.
I'm gonna come to your house and punch you in the face.
And if you're just a drunk and you just want to drink, there's alcohol. Okay.
so I'll be there.
And so Chris will be there for sure. And bring Wello and Wella.
Yeah.
And buy some tickets for your family, and it'll be a good time. It's something to do on that's a Saturday, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's good to get your grandma and your mom out,
Yeah, exactly. They need to get out. We know they need to get out. They need to get. Well, mine do. No, I love them very much.
But there are plenty of things to go around, plenty of things, athletic events,
Right.
It's just, next weekend's going to be very heavy with the crosstown rivalry Friday Night Lights.
Oh, wow. All
So
right.
100
That'll be really cool. You got Friday Night Lights, crosstown rivalry. Then you got, hey, let's all come together and go to a play.
But it's an anniversary, so this was to the death, right? Oh no. Oh, okay.
It's still crosstown rivalry, so it's a good time to put
It
on
never
your-
will not be, but as time goes on, those factions get closer and closer to all becoming one. Anyways, So
I have a lot of people that I know that were animate. They never put on the Permian stuff. Well, I got to the grandkids.
oh, now you got to.
Now you can sure get your own grandkids.
Isn't it funny how that works? So speaking of sports, you guys want to go into the soccer deal?
Yeah, let's go into the soccer deal.
Okay. Let me say up front that I've coached 2 soccer teams for about 2 or 3 years now, and we're talking about young kids. My 2 young kids that are, when we started, one was 5, one was 6. Now one is, or maybe one was 5, and the other one didn't play. So anyway, we're talking about young kids, and I also played in Odessa Soccer Association since I was 6 or 7 years old, and it was always at UTPB. There's a little bit at Sherwood, and then Odessa also has facilities at Comanche Trails. They also have facilities at Floyd Gwynn. Possibly a few other places that I can't even recall or that I don't know of. So Odessa Soccer does have their roots out in the community in different areas, but UTPB was a nice facility. It was nice, the fields were nice, and there's a concession stand, there's a little restroom area, but in the grand scheme of things, those aren't hard to replicate or reproduce anywhere. And I'll tell you guys what happened. I was upset about that with UTPB because I understood on face value that, to my knowledge, UTPB was, and here's another thing that I say is that we don't need to be giving UTPB land grants. They're the biggest cronies, conglomerates. It's just like a Fortune 500 company. It's just like a Fortune 100 company. And it's just like Intel. UT is just like Intel. It's just like Amazon. It's just like Facebook. It's just like Google. They're not really our friends, dude. They're really not. In my opinion, they're really not, okay? And so we're going to give them another land grant here, another land grant there. That's land in our city. That's land in our city that we're giving these people tax abatements. I don't know, maybe, or whatever, okay? And then for them to not just understand the community aspect of it and say, okay, we'll just waive that, That's what really wise and powerful, you look biblically or you look at things like that, a wise and powerful person that is also a man of God or a person of God or an institution that has character. An institution that has character is capable of saying, I can live without that for the benefit of the community or for the people or especially for the children or something like that, okay? Now, so I was upset about it and I thought, okay, now we're going to have an inferior product and we're going to have to scramble and make something do. But I'll tell you this right now. I have played games at Sherwood, which is where we're playing all of our soccer games now, and I have not been disappointed in the facilities. They've got a food truck out there that's serving the same things they served at the other concession stand. They've got plenty of porta potties. Okay, now everybody wants to go in some brick building and take a piss, or as grandma wants to take a SHIT in the brick building, okay? But you can do the same thing there. And they are gonna spend their money. And I know for a fact right now that my dad, personally, my actual personal dad,
Not the one on TV. Not the one on TV. But hey, real quick, man, before you, and For me, I'm not as up to speed on the
Or
situation
invested.
into this. Could you give us a summary about kind of what's happening, I guess?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I think I know the details, but I don't. And so, Mr. Mayor here brought the cancellation of lease notice from UT to the city of Odessa, right?
Yeah. Well, let me rebrand this, because the thing is that this what's happened here is that.
And all I'm trying to do is speak of my personal experience on the ground level.
But I think the big problem is a lot of people aren't aware of the details, and they use what they think, or even worse, they go by what the OA has told them.
Well, it's not even that. There's
Lay it on us.
Let me just put it this way. As soon as I got elected, one of the things that it was I met with the university on something else, and it was in between the actual meeting what we're having on the subject is when they brought.
Oh, by the way.
Yes.
No. That's not
yeah.
that's not
By the way.
at you. Oh, by the way.
By the way, they wanted to be able to start talking about the lease agreement between the city of Odessa and UTPB that lasted for 25 years, and so I would not set the date for the reason as I needed to find out the details.
More information.
And so as I got up to speed on it, basically wind up meeting with the university earlier in the year, and they laid out the premise of what they were going to do. And then in January, around January, February is when I was notified that they were going to cancel the lease agreement. Now pay attention to what I said.
I will.
The University of Texas system verbally notified the city of Odessa that they had every intention of canceling the lease agreement. The university, not the city of Odessa, not the mayor of Odessa. So then on May 24th of 2020, I received what everybody has in front of them.
A piece of paper that we've been handed.
It basically says the University of Texas System 13th
on their letterhead. This is their letterhead.
Now this comes from the real estate office on
Executive Director of Real Estate, Jeffrey Richards.
Jeffrey Richards signed, and basically what it says, pursuant to Article 2.01, amended and restated ground lease dated September 1 of 1996 between the Board of Regents, the University of Texas System, and on the behalf of the University of Texas and the Permian Basin leaser, the city of Odessa leaser hereby notifies that the ground lease is canceled as of the 31st day of August of 2021. So this is notification signed by the University of Texas Permian Basin, Dr. Sandra K. Woodley, president, where the university canceled the lease agreement. Now, what's in the lease agreement? In the lease agreement between the city of Odessa and the university is where we agreed to maintain the facilities, the grounds. The reason why those
and maintenance means a lot of things: mowing, watering,
installation of the sprinkler system, maintaining of the sprinkler
lots
system,
of things. There's
homeless people
maintenance of all the facilities.
There's lots of things that just get brushed under maintenance
at the cost of over
the city
the taxpayers
exactly
of over $500,000 annually.
Wow.
Okay, this went on for 25 years.
To the benefit of the community and the children, ultimately.
And so basically, there was let's stay focused on this. And so as of August 31st, the city no longer has a lease agreement with the university.
Contractually, you had no power.
Well, we never had power and we'll get into that. So basically, that's the agreement that we provide the cutting, the seeding, the fertilization, the de-weeding, the maintaining, construction of the...
If I could just add something real quick. I think $500,000 a year for a city of this size is a fair price to pay for a facility like that, where we could put 15 teams playing at one time. So it was a good... But in my opinion, it wasn't a terrible deal.
Here's what's happening.
Of course
this is what's happening. Is that statement alone goes right back to the confusion that's contributing to how everybody's confused about this. What I'm trying to do is concentrate on just the lease agreement.
Gotcha.
So that's what ended. Okay? So right now, between now and November, the city of Odessa is being paid by the university to cut the grass. Now, if you're going out there, what I'm hearing and I'm seeing is that the grass is dying for the reason the university isn't maintaining it the way the city of Odessa was. But you know what? That's the university's land.
Yeah, seriously.
And so it's up to them, and that's the agreement. So we're getting paid to be able to maintain it. And once November comes, we're out of that business. So we're able to save the citizens of Odessa over $500,000 annually. Now
we're getting paid.
Well, as of November, we'll be done. We won't be paid after November. That gets them through their fall season. But the thing is that the work of the Parks and Recreation does not cease. It's still cumbersome. It's still expensive, and we were 15 personnel down in the Parks and Recreation when we're steadily hiring back to get back to full board because we have a very big system now. Having said that letter was sent May 24th, 2021, once again by Jeffrey A. Richards, who is Executive Director of Real Estate of the University of
Texas System.
University of Texas System. Now,
which is not just UT in Austin, but it's all their campuses.
All of it.
UT El Paso.
Now, so basically, 2 days later, May 26th, I received. Now, this was handed to me, okay? If you notice, there's no stamp. This is hand delivered.
I saw that this said hand delivered.
So 2 days later, I wind up receiving in the mail, Office of the President
of UT,
which is also dated May 24th, but
it was delivered May 26th.
Yes, and so this is a personal letter to Mayor Joven. For the past 25 years, UTPB has enjoyed the opportunity to provide the host fields for the city parks and recreation activities in softball and soccer. With the long lease coming to an end, we worked hard to create a new path forward to continue to host leagues and associations on campus. We are deeply disappointed to learn that the city rejected university's proposed plan. Although we respect your decision to change the way you provide these opportunities to the community, we believe that our plan offered a way to seamlessly continue access of local sports associations to support sports tourism and additional economic opportunity for our city.
Sports tourism.
So the proposed UTPB plan was to obtain University of Texas System approval and meet all policy and legal requirements. If approved, UTPB would have managed and operated the fields by relying on three main sources: the City of Odessa's investment to maintain the fields, 2, fees from local associations that would be minimized through city support. Financial support from outside tournaments. Achieving this plan would have required the university to centrally manage the finances, operations, and scheduling of these fields.
Operations, management, and scheduling of these fields.
Now, while this plan did not receive your support, please know that we deeply value UTPB's partnership with the city. Our desire is to, host a community campus and sincere. So we look forward to exploring the additional opportunities and partnering with the future. So let's tackle this on right here. Let's look at this and what it means. So basically is now they're saying that okay, the lease agreements come to an end, and we're disappointed in learning that the city rejected the university's plan. Now, what was their plan?
Exactly.
Okay, so here's the thing. Regardless of what the university's plan was, how they were going to do and how they were going to provide opportunities for the associations to access those fields, has nothing to do with the city of Odessa or the city council. For the reason is that we do not own the land.
Right.
What was canceled by the university after maintaining 25 years was the simple lease agreement where we provided maintenance of the property so these associations could have the fields and use
which is a nonprofit association.
Yes. So basically the university had to make a come to agreement with the association. You see, the association, the
nonprofit association.
Yes, the nonprofit associations have. Well, and that's a good question, because you're sitting there saying nonprofit, and then there's some things that I can point out to where that became a central issue about this that had to do with money. So in this whole thing is the plan for UTPB is what they wanted to do is they wanted the city of Odessa to continue to maintain the property at over $500,000. Okay, so basically we would become the department of maintenance for the university. And the demands were very, very, very stringent because it just wasn't the field.
And you have three entities here. You have the UT system, you have the City of Odessa as maintenance, and then you have the Odessa Soccer Association
Well, let's
Yeah,
go
those
beyond
three
it because
entities.
this is not about the soccer association.
But those three entities are involved.
Well, no,
Because the Soccer Association was managing the tournaments and the scheduling and the games and stuff like that.
To only to their given sport. But you also got to realize we had adult softball. We also had girls fast pitch.
Right.
So the thing is that everyone's made it about Odessa soccer. Now the reason why is because Odessa soccer became the tip of the spear, and that also became a very serious problem later on. And the thing is that nobody knows.
And I've never considered that. So that's very interesting that you mentioned that now.
And let me tell you, this thing has so many moving parts. It can get very convoluted real quick. So here's the thing. Let's look at this proposal. So the city of Odessa's investment was to maintain the fields. This was the plan by UTPB.
Which is $500,000.
Well, it'd be more than that. And so because it just didn't become about the fields anymore. There was a laundry list of items as negotiations, as we entered negotiations with the university, and I went back and forth with them. The first thing is they wanted was, this was the crest of it, continue maintenance the field, but also is to expand the city's footprint and maintaining and providing financial support and through budgetary and department support of a walking trail that already exists, and to expand it, light it, maintain it, and it become a budget item, which we could not do.
Lighting that trail would be a
Which is
huge
UT property.
project.
Which is UT property, technically.
So basically, there were a lot, as we went down, even to the point that, within the 10 years, the university wanted to be able to become the Texas Tech of West Texas. What Tech is to Lubbock, they would become to the Permian Basin. The Permian Basin within 10 years, with the grand anchor would be a football stadium for the Falcons, to the tune of about $64 million. Now, the thing is that, these are very ambitious, but at this point, we said we cannot do it. Because the other thing is that also
look at the numbers.
The parking situation is also something to be addressed. So these were the items. The other thing is that when we did receive a document of what agreement we would be, is that we would have to provide how many employees were going to be there. If we have employees that were off, called in sick, had PTO, then we would have to continue to maintain certain employees. Basically is that we would be managed by the university, and we would become a subcontractor to them of how they managed our resources. We could not agree to those. The city of Odessa cannot become a subcontractor to another entity.
Logically.
And so it was under those premises that we had to say we cannot agree to these terms. So we never canceled it. We just could not agree to those terms.
So let's find some new terms, people, and then they say.
And so the thing is that, so basically is the other one is when it comes to the university centrally managing the finances, operations, scheduling fields.
You can't give that up.
Well, no. Well, the thing is that the university was going to manage that, and they were going to hire, and they're still in the process of hiring a management group in order to do that. They wanted the city of Odessa to provide the capital in order to operate that for 2 years, which says we cannot do that. Also, the fees from local associations will be minimized through City of Odessa support. So additionally,
that's a nice way to put it. You'll be paying for it, and they'll be minimized by you paying for it.
Yeah. So additionally, is that we had to.
My fees will be minimized by you paying for them.
So basically, is once again taking taxpayers' money to be able to do that. For the reason is that because the cost of the management group would not be put onto the association, so it'd be absorbed by the taxpayers. That management group's
going to be at least $1 million a year.
So we could not do those. So under those three terms, we says we can't accept these.
So correct me if I'm wrong. What they're doing is they're saying, well, the lease agreement was expired, right?
They're in a position of power.
Hold on, yeah. So what they're saying is, if you let's strike up the deal. Let's do something new. So they're making their demands so high and outrageous.
No. They're not demands are outrageous. These are because
they're conditions.
Well, no, let's go back to the first letter is crucial because it comes from the real estate
and the president
office,
both signed.
Yes, but the real estate office basically went back and said that what was occurring here at the university over the last 25 years is that the university was not receiving back the money. So, and what that means is there was more fair market value. And so with every association,
they never were going to. It's a local. It's a local. You know, that's what I'm saying though. As a citizen, is that they were never. There's intangibles. They're intangible.
Let me get to why they're saying this. Okay.
Drop the bomb.
Okay, so this is it. 25 years ago, when the associations made the agreement with City of Odessa, and they made the move to be at their UTPB, through concession stands and fees and things of that nature, they're supposed to return through contractual obligations a percentage back to the university. That never occurred, but the university never made those demands. And so the thing is through association fees, through tournaments, concession stands, things of that nature, there was also no way to audit all the associations because it's either handwritten or it's cash.
And that's supposed to be contractually defined.
It is.
And it wasn't.
Yes, it is. It is. It was not the contract.
Okay, but nobody enforced it. That's for 25 years.
The university did not enforce it.
For 25 years.
For 25 years.
For 25 years.
And then they executed the enforcement. And what was the premise of it? For the reason is that, and this is also contractual obligations between the associations with the City of Odessa and the university, is that they were subleasing the fields. And this is Odessa soccer, Odessa Youth, Odessa Youth softball.
Okay.
Fast pitch. They were subleasing. So basically they had the contractual obligation to use those fields. But what they weren't defined
as part of that contract.
Yes, but part of that contract they didn't define that they could not lease those ahead. And then and it allows them to do that. And the rate is set at $75. Thing is that there's no tracking of the dollars.
I got $75. Oh shit.
So well, here's the problem. Here's the problem. There was complaints by those that were leasing it that it wasn't $75 and the dollars or amount were astronomical.
Ooh.
And they were not being fulfilled for what they got paid. Then it became an issue between that association and the university because the university wasn't accessing their fields for their team sport. And that became a point of contention when the university has school teams and they can't use their own facilities. It became a huge problem. When that first meeting we had, the association basically said to those travel teams that they were never a priority, but taking their money was. And so then that's when you start having
animosity.
And so basically, this is what executed the university, saying, "Look, this is what we have to put an end to this."
So they have some They have some valid grievances.
Yes.
The university.
Yeah,
yes.
Absolutely.
And so then, when we wind up executing this whole thing, the associations were there, and the president of the Odessa Soccer Association was there, and so basically we have the contracts. And so I picked up the contract and I asked every association one specific question. Because how long have you been in an association?
And you're dealing with 3 associations.
Yes, and so even Odessa Youth Baseball was there, but even though they don't play on there, so everyone has been a long-term member of their given
and a contractual member.
Yes, and I asked if they had read the contracts. Yeah, and you agreed to.
Everybody says yes.
Yes, and everybody agrees to it. So. In those contracts, it specifically says that any item that is, regardless of who purchased it, now it doesn't say that, but regardless of who purchased it, once that item's installed there on UTPB, it becomes property of the City of Odessa. So this whole argument about all the associations, that's our equipment, was false for the reason that was a false narrative because the contracts specifically said that. I asked everyone
if they agreed. Equipment?
It's the City of Odessa's.
So like Odessa Soccer, they were seeing pulling their goals up. Those aren't their goals.
None of them belong to them. They install them as soon as they're installed. They become the City of Odessa. Yep. So
I can install Lazy River.
Yeah, and that's the city's Lazy River.
And that's the city's Lazy River, not UTPB's Lazy River.
Or the associations.
But it ain't Matt's no more. It's now
And so,
Not contractually. That's what he's saying. It's not contractually.
Yes,
We're talking about the
that is what
batting
he said.
cages.
Well, they're talking about what they're
If
talking
somebody
about.
installs something,
The soccer goals.
Oh,
The soccer goals.
everything
The
that's
soccer
everything
goals.
the soccer goals, the lighting,
Concession
the portables,
Yeah. If you install
everything
something,
inside
it's
the
your property
portables,
now.
every light,
That's in
every
contract.
net.
That's in paper.
Yes.
But they have a claim because they weren't paid their fees.
For 25 years.
So that's why they're mad because
They were mad. The university wasn't mad. The real estate office basically said is that we have to be able to get a fair market value, and that hasn't occurred. And then they went into to try to make an audit.
Here's one thing I want to say real fast. Let me raise my hand, okay?
Mm-hmm.
What's fair market value of a soccer field?
That's a lot of property of private
Think about
Odessa.
that. Hold
That's
on.
worth
Think about that.
millions.
A soccer value will appraise for more than its intangible value is, because my kid's going to play soccer on a soccer field is worth more than that property will ever be to me and to the families that play there. But to a realtor, that piece of property is worth so and so per acre. So UTPB saying I'll never get fair market value. There's no way to calculate intangibles of happiness.
Well, you can is it generating revenue though?
That's exactly what Dr. Ben Quiroz got it right there. It's not the value in the land in itself, because that in itself has its value. What Dr. Ben Quiroz
But the lease
picked up
agreement
on.
was defined. It was defined 25 years ago.
But the lease, the fair market
concession
value is basically on the
Right,
activities
but
that are
still.
occurring.
But there was an estimate
The money
at that
that's
time.
being generated on a day-to-day basis or weekend basis from concession sales, from fees, registrations, tournaments, because there's also cost. And so,
But that had to have been defined
Yes, it has.
and estimated
Yes,
at the time.
Yes, it was. And the thing is, it was from day one. And the thing is that percentage had to go back to the university on an annual basis.
And that never happened.
And it never happened.
Okay.
And so then when they did.
Which could be a small number
It's a
now,
small-
compared
it was
to
a small number.
inflation
It was
a-
and everything
yeah.
that's happened since
Yeah, it
then
could be
is
a
small number.
couple $1,000 a year.
But I'll tell you what, none of those associations have any money in the bank.
Irregardless, these are the terms that you agree
defaulted on the
to.
contract.
yeah, you got to do
Right.
fundraiser or
Okay,
something.
and so the thing is that
Have a fundraiser.
so basically the city of Odessa granted permission to the association to take equipment that did not belong to them and to be able to reinstall in the city of Odessa, Sherwood Park, and other parks.
I thought it did belong to them because they installed it.
As soon as you did the installation into UTPB being determined a park, because terms of the agreement the associations have with the city of Odessa, they forfeit that ownership and it becomes property of the city of Odessa.
Okay.
And that's why I asked specifically in the city council meeting is that if you understood those terms, and I had the city attorney read that.
So there's a step 3 there that I'm not following. So
Okay, so
the city of Odessa, so the
you're the soccer
association installs the goals
So they install
at
those goals.
UTPB.
Yes,
Then they want to take them out.
and they did.
And they did.
Okay.
But you're saying the moment they install them, they belong to the city of Odessa,
When they install-
not UTPB.
When they installed them at UTPB, okay, they became property.
Association installs property.
Yeah, and so
Second,
So when they installed all their goals and their lights and everything
become property of the city of Odessa.
yes.
Okay.
And so then we granted permission to the associations to remove that under the supervision,
Which was contractual.
it was contractual.
Okay.
And so we did it under our supervision, and they wind up getting a contract, whoever they got, to remove them. Then they reinstalled them in the other parks. So as of now, contractually, all that property is the city of Odessa's again.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So the thing is, though, but the narrative was that's ours. We bought it, nonprofit, and that's why I asked. Contractually, it's not, for the reasons you understand the terms. I had the city attorney.
You signed that
read it.
dotted line.
Yes, and they agreed to it. But the thing is that they still wanted to say, but this is still ours. They never got to, well, then that became another
Because
point
they
of
were mad
contention.
about their money.
But I have a-
Well, no,
The payment.
Go ahead, sir.
So were they paying the city at all for maintenance, or
No.
it was just, so we
But-
were just losing cash like that?
Yes, and part of it is also is the associations were doing improvements. They were doing some
They're also
maintenance.
charging people
Yeah,
leasing.
but that was
on
the upside.
But they
Yeah.
and they
They're also
were
subleasing.
subleased. Well, not the soccer association, from what I understand. That primarily was
There's no subleasing to do.
They were doing it.
no. They are
And they were
they are
charging
doing
outrageous
it.
fees.
And now
What's the
that
subleasing?
Well, this is our field, and we'll sublease it to y'all's event, y'all's. whatever
Well,
it
okay,
was.
if there's a pavilion that someone puts a jumper at,
no.
how can the Odessa Soccer Association sublease?
No. You're that's not exactly what happened. The problem is occurring is that you've got softball fields, you've got
Fast pitch. whatever.
pitch, and you got baseball. So you have all these select teams that need practice facilities. So they'll go to the association and ask, "Hey, can I lease your fields and also for the lights?" And then they'll pay a fee. Okay, and so then when you
And
pay,
club teams will do. Club soccer teams, okay, will do the
Yes,
same.
yes,
thing. Okay,
and so-
okay.
and so
okay.
if you
And
rent-
these are questions that I'm
Yeah.
asking, which is what the
Yeah.
community would ask.
Yeah, these are exact questions.
Okay.
and these are and I'm hearing from all these club teams, well, I paid X amount of dollars and I didn't get my practice time.
Right.
And I paid
Okay.
so much and I only got this much, and then they threw me off.
And that's the problem, is that they're only allowed to rent or sublease for $75, and they were going above that, right? From what you were
From what I
told.
understand, and they were all cash transactions.
So very hard to track.
And so it's become a very big problem. The other situation that became that even we had to rectify in here a couple of weeks ago is that the signage by the associations and informing the public that these fields belong to them and that no one was allowed to use them, to be on them, and then gave details of what could not occur on those fields. And their point of contention was, well, we maintenance those, and those are our fields, and they tear them up. And we had to remind them, he goes, no, they belong to the general public, and they pay for those. And when your season is not ongoing, they're going to be open up for the public. And so then there were contention to points where people were run off or threatened. And so
With violence?
yes, in some cases,
Yes.
There's signs out there, right? But they don't
Yeah,
know. They didn't know
yeah.
how those signs got
Yeah.
there, saying that you can't be here on.
yes. And the thing is, we have imaging,
I'll tell you
the evidence is
guys. I'll tell you guys right now. We've lost a lot of viewers in this last 20 minutes. Listeners, not viewers. Listeners.
sorry.
No,
It is very convoluted. Okay.
it's very convoluted.
Have you thought of a way to break it down in the next 2 minutes that you can say this is what happened, this is what the deal is, and this is where we are now?
in a nutshell.
Yes, this is exactly what happened. The university school system canceled the 25-year lease that we had with the city of Odessa, where we provided the maintenance of those baseball fields, softball fields, and soccer fields. So once that came to a conclusion, the associations were free to continue to use those fields. They were not run off, and to be able to lease that. But their agreement would now be directly with the university system, not the city of Odessa.
The city's no longer mowing the grass.
City right now is mowing the grass up to November.
Contractually.
But we're being paid for it. Okay, so we're getting paid, just like, if you were a private contractor.
Gotcha.
So the associations chose not to go into agreement, go into agreement with the university for the reason is they felt that the conditions and the proposal that the university made to the association
Were
unfavorable.
And that's what you read
But
off.
there was no negotiation. That's the point I want to drive. There was never a negotiation. There was never an intent for negotiation, because the reason is that I asked for documentation to see where that negotiation occurred. There was a proposal made by the AD from the university to the associations, and
But
there
it was
never-
unfavorable generally.
Well, the thing is, you have to start somewhere.
You have to start somewhere.
Okay, and if I would have taken that,
I agree with that. That's one thing I've got from what you were saying is that maybe it was unfavorable, but there was a lack of. And here's the thing that we all have to understand as human beings, and you guys are executives. I've worked in an executive environment before. Chris possibly has as well, but there is a time as an executive when you say this is unfavorable and we're just going to get our ass kicked. So why even negotiate?
And
Okay, you're talking about a conglomerate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're basically starting from a negative position anyways and trying to dig yourself out of it. So I'm not making excuses for them with whatever the wrongs were from there. But to me, as the citizen looking at this, and you've brought some new things to light, but ultimately, I still think that we're giving land grants to UTPB.
Well, we're not. The thing is that the UT system land grant was established when we established the
But I mean,
Republic
it happens
of
all
Texas.
over Texas.
Yeah.
And so I don't feel sorry for that entity. I don't have any sympathy for that
they're
entity.
super fucking rich.
I don't have any sympathy for
but
that.
that's the system in the
But we
Republic of
still
Texas.
made
They
contractual.
can maintain their own fields and do everything and still let the people of Odessa
Right,
use those
right,
fields.
right,
And
right.
they never miss.
And they are.
They're operating here with our blessing.
The university is not. They didn't say that the public cannot use.
Yeah, they didn't shut down.
And the thing is that here's the crux of this. The associations, what they're upset about, because the one thing that we wind up doing, and I want to drive this point. The last city council meeting, we wind up dedicating $280,000 for the university to be able to go back and replace.
Make a parking lot there.
No, replace what was taken, what we allowed the association
Goals,
to take.
signage.
And so then I was criticized for this. Now here's the reason
I'm
why.
interested.
I criticized you for it.
But no, that's fine. And then, so this is the
You
reason.
punched me real hard.
This is the reason why I did it virtually. For one, is that we're losing. You know, we're not losing, but we're paying into more than $500,000 annually to maintain those facilities. Now we're not
Getting
going
back
to,
less than you're giving.
and now we're getting paid up to November. Now we walk away, so I won't have that $500,000 expense. So I got us out of the Parks and Recreation at the university. They did us that favor. The other is that there will be other associations that can be formed and that can provide those athletic opportunities for those that choose to want to continue to play or associate with them and are fine with whatever negotiations they do with the university. It's called a free market.
So
Exactly.
the monopoly.
And in a direct way, what we wind up having was we're having cronyism in the associations of providing recreation. And the thing is that there was no competition.
In a very light sense of cronyism.
So
Maybe.
would there be an opportunity? I mean, is this deal dead in the water? Where, like, if you could go back to UTPB and take back on that contract, where we do get paid to maintain the fields, you know, and that turn into a revenue generator.
We have the opportunity when they send it out to bid for us to bid. The thing is
But you
that
don't want to be a contractor.
well, the thing is that here's the thing is that we saw the numbers, and it doesn't benefit.
It's not favorable.
It's just not
And
favorable.
that's one thing I was going
It's
to
a
say.
community service.
Listen.
But the thing is that the profit margins are not there for it wouldn't be because the thing is that the cost, the profit margins would be so minimized. It's not worth it.
And this is one thing I was going to say is that a conglomerate entity such as the UT system can come to a negotiation table like Intel or like Amazon, and then you're so-and-so computer electronics from Kermit, Texas, that has a great idea, but they come to the negotiation table and say, no, we're going to steamroll you, basically.
Well, you know what? My big frustration with Odessa, just the general, you know, is that
Then you want to improve.
Well, we do.
Don't be a hater, Ben.
No, it's just that I'd like to find opportunities to generate revenue and you know, invest into, say, housing, where that thing will turn out a profit margin every month. You know, where we're not always, you know, behind the eight ball. You know, we're prosperous.
Yeah.
Each of these things
Creating income.
is creating income. You know, and I'm always just looking for opportunities in that kind of space
We
where
did. We made a big. We directly went into that study and to see, you know, and they send out a PDF, and it's just not,
doesn't work.
the money is just.
What
it's just not
other
there.
thing could we do, or what other opportunity, I think, do you see out there? I mean, I really like this multicultural thing. I mean, that multicultural center that we discussed the other day, I think that's got some teeth to it, some meat on the bone there, where it could generate. If you've seen the one in Hobbs, New Mexico, they call it the core.
Hobbs. Nah, we stay away from New Mexico, bro.
Yeah.
Only place on earth worse than Old Mexico.
But you know, they got this cool little multicultural center with memberships, and it's a big draw for the community. I mean, I think
Casinos, they got
they got a casino, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that thing generates money for the state.
No.
You know, they're generating money.
We got game rooms.
Well, let me say this. Let me say this on the soccer deal is that we are functioning at Sherwood.
But we have some huge issues.
There's some issues. There are some
There are
issues.
a lot of issues there.
I'm telling you, as a participant, I have played on the fields at UTPB are not much better, if at all better, than the fields at Sherwood. Okay, from a boots on the ground level. Mm-hmm. And so I'll tell you this right now. I was very impressed with the city, or possibly not I don't know what the cooperation was between the city and the OSA. Okay, despite all the grievances and everything, but I have been satisfied as a coach and as a player with the facilities at Sherwood, and I was very impressed with the ability to adapt and to move there and say, "Hey, we're doing this."
But what did the book say?
But in the adaptation of the some of the associations moving into Sherwood and that and all that,
there's problems with the community.
Well, we've displaced some other organizations that were not anticipating them being overwhelmed. The neighborhood. There's been a huge issue.
Yes.
Now I'm being asked.
Parking.
Yes.
Parking.
Well, the parking
Infrastructure.
situation. Now the infrastructure is a problem. And now that I'm being asked to take away a road money that desperately has been.
Nothing comes without the cost of something else.
And so I'm having a hard issue to be able to say, hey, I can't give up road money because our roads are so horrible.
Right.
To provide parking for the soccer.
And where does it come out of the park?
Yes.
Where does that square footage come out of the park to create parking?
And that's another issue.
So it sounds like nobody's necessarily the bad guy. It just sounds like nobody can come to an agreement.
There's very convoluted and nuanced.
There's a non-culpability to go around. The thing is that the council should have. I wanted the council to wait to give it another year so we could come up with a plan B, because the council went forward without a plan B, and then we were forced to do this, and this, and we wind up displacing other organizations. And this is why I went back to UTPB and says, look, we'll agree, because the first initial plan was 408. That's not going to happen. We went and did an assessment. We did an inventory. We came up with this number saying we'll do this number. It's 280. Now, from that 280, we're only committing $180,000 of taxpayer money, of hotel motel tax that's generated by those who rent a motel within the city limits. And then that money is going for the purchase of that equipment that was removed. The other 100,000
out of the kindness of our own heart,
and the 100,000 is going to come from an anonymous donor, and so we directed that money. So only 180 from hotel motel tax. If that 180 is going to go in there and to reestablish and give more opportunities to kids at the expense of the university, not the taxpayer, and then we'll save over $500,000.
That's all you had to say to me. That's all you had to say to me right there. Now, guys, look. Let me say something, Chris. Okay. We've beat this dead horse. You guys agree we beat this dead horse? We all let's get this show on the road. Where are we at on time?
60 minutes.
We're at 60 minutes. Okay, let's shut this thing down.
Okay.
Well, did we want to talk about that other letter?
I don't know if we wanted to or not.
Let's save that for a rainy day.
We can save it.
We can save that, but let's do this. Chris, what are we going to do the rest of our Sunday?
I am going to go and take
another nap.
I think I'm gonna go out and we're gonna try to catch Venom. That came out.
Oh yeah,
this weekend.
Carnage. Carnage. I remember watching Carnage as a kid, thinking, man,
Maximum Carnage. That was the game.
The Carnage is the villain. Venom was the villain, and then the Venom is Carnage.
Venom's villain was Carnage, huh?
Yeah, the kids.
I can't keep up with that stuff anymore.
Oh, man, it's so expensive every time you go out to a movie. Like if you go to Synergy,
you can have it here.
That's pretty. So and I was thinking about at Regal at the mall there. I mean, those guys.
What about Century?
Well, we were just talking about the other day.
What do you do with those big venues, though?
You know what they need to do? They need to copy the same system that Synergy has. They need to pack that
thing out. They need to copy the UT system.
They need to pack it out
with
video games, food, alcohol. They need to do something instead of falling behind and dying.
No doubt.
Because they're an anchor in the mall.
There's still a market though for just matinees.
Yeah.
And just a classic movie experience.
Yeah, I'll go day drink every chance I get.
There's still a market for that, but you're right. You're right, Chris. You're right. They need to modernize.
I have no sympathy for companies that felt like that when all they need to do is just
modernize,
adapt.
Adapt, modernize.
Seminars in there, you can do all kinds of stuff.
Board up those windows, close it down. It looked bad.
That's silly. Yeah,
it's their own fault.
Yeah. None of us want that. I went to Century because the reason I keep mention Century is because I go to Stonegate, you know, and I drive by it after the service every day, and I'm like, is there cars there? Is there not cars there?
Yeah.
You know, and last Sunday there was no cars there at noon.
Still open?
Today there was cars there. So that's what I'm saying. Is like, you know, do some matinees and like, hey, if you got beer or you got to start serving, get a food truck out front or something.
What is the company in the industry that is excelling Synergy?
Exactly.
What are they doing? And it's not hard to copy.
Yeah.
Well,
$100,000 to change the menu and put some.
In West Texas, drinking alcohol is a hobby.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude,
So put some beer in there. Put some beer in there.
Yeah.
Okay. It doesn't mean that you're drunk. It doesn't mean that you're a menace to society.
Synergy's packed 24/7.
do
That's
things,
why.
you know. And over time, Century even like, okay, now we got hot dogs. Yay. Okay, whatever. Okay, and same thing with the mall. The one at the mall, which is some
Hollywood.
different brand.
Regal.
It's not Hollywood. Yeah, now it's Regal. But okay, so we got that. Okay, what's the mayor gonna do the rest of the day on a Sunday?
No, man, I gotta go
Go home, go take a nap.
No. I've got
Review some documents.
I've got contracts and stuff I gotta write out.
You gotta do that, huh? It's 24/7.
Hobby's lucky if he gets like 4 hours.
24/7. It's 24/7, huh?
Every day.
It's
Every day. I work 7 days. I sleep about 3 or 4 hours a day.
Yeah, I sleep about 13, 14 hours a day.
Hobby's only 19, man. This marriage
So,
aged up terribly.
What about you, Matt? What are you doing for the rest of the day?
Dude, you know what? I'm gonna.
You didn't even think about it.
Go look at.
Wants to harass us.
Go look at Mars.
I'm gonna go look at some Mars anomalies. I'm gonna go look at the.
Let's send you cat pictures.
I'm gonna look at the
Space
panoramas.
cat.
Yeah.
Space cat.
Nah, dude, I'm gonna go home, sit on the couch. You know, that's what Sunday's for. You know, go home, sit on the couch, and hang out with my kids. Let them climb on me. Let that little cat sneeze in my face tomorrow and get me sick and shit. You know
Get
what
your
I'm
batteries
saying?
recharged for the week.
Yeah.
For the week.
Probably take my dog for a walk. I've got this bulldog, and it's a great bulldog. And because of his breed, he's white with brindle spots. And the vet told me, because of his breed being an American bulldog and his color, he's gonna have cancer in his reproductive areas. And so first I had to get his balls cut off, then I had to get his whole penis cut off. And so now he just like half the time he'll like sit in the backyard and trip out because like he feels like he has to pee, but like he doesn't have a penis to like control or anything. So like he can't push it out, and he can't like hold it in. So it just kind of like drips out, and so he just kind of like stands there and like trips out for like an hour or more, and does that like 3 or 4 times a day. So I've actually become a dog walker.
So what else is left for that poor dog?
That's what I'm saying. It's like eating. No. Listen. My wife wanted to put him down. I was like, you're not gonna put him. So that's what I'm saying. It's like I've become a dog walker. Are any of you guys dog walkers?
Walking his dog.
Like who walks dogs? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But like now I'm a dog walker. So like I'm probably gonna go home and like walk
What do
my
you
dog
charge?
this evening. You know?
You gonna go do it? You gonna go do it at the walking trail at UTPB?
Is it lit?
Can I get my dog?
Are there water fountain stations on the trail? Is it concrete? Yeah.
Well, later down the line, I really like to come down here and talk about the bond committee.
Yeah.
That I'm proposing. That will be inclusive with Dr. Ben Quiroz at that.
And the West Texas podcast will have 2 seats on the bond committee.
And then, then also in November we'll be announcing a dual project with Motran and then the federal and state association.
You know, and I don't have a problem with Easy Rider and stuff. You know, I think that like, there is people that are underserved that do need that mobility and stuff.
Well, the thing is it's gonna,
we want to lift people up, right?
This thing's going to be a corridor between Midland and Odessa, which is a huge project.
And then we got Big Spring, and we got and I'm not saying we're going to have a corridor there, but like Odessa Midland corridor should be something that we should always
I want a
strive
bullet train
for.
between Midland and Odessa.
Now, one last thing. Let's hammer down this play.
Okay.
Let's hammer down this play.
I just got a text right now. It says, "So how many tickets to Las Tamaleras can I get? I want to invite my friends." So there's some traction.
We got interest. We got community interest.
Community
Okay,
interest, yeah.
So let's hammer it down one last time. It's going to be Saturday, October 9th,
Correct.
6 p.m.
6
at
p.m.
the Ector Theater.
Ector
And
Theater.
you can go to theector.com to buy tickets.
Buy tickets.
And you get in late, people, 6 p.m., boom, doors are shut until intermission at least, right?
Yes.
Right? So you'll miss half of the play if you don't come in on
Speaking
time.
of which, how long is the play?
About an hour and a half.
That's good. That's good.
It will go by so fast.
And then
so
there will
quick.
be the 30-minute, less than 30-minute movie you said that comes on afterward as part of the event. Okay.
You'll be out of there before 10.
And that sounds like a great thing as an extra theater. I like the extra theater.
Support it.
It's a great place. It's a great historic place. You know, it's 75 years old or more.
Like if Odessa really could just embrace some of these things, it would just be
I agree.
Life.
I agree. So I think we beat everything to death, and that play is going to be a good time. I'm gonna do my best to make it. Now, like I said, I got soccer teams. Sometimes, like last weekend or yesterday, my game was at 4:30, 5:30, boom. You know, then at 6 o'clock, gotta try to make it over there. Hopefully, my games aren't. So some people just can't make it. Some people just can't make it. But
he's already making excuses.
No, I would like to. Sure. I would like to. It sounds like a good time. So
I'm gonna take my mama.
You know. You should.
I will tell you the thing is that the people that are going to miss it. They're going to hear from those that watched, that went to and attended, and they're going to hate that.
It's a good time. They missed out on a good time. And I hate that in the community when I miss out on something in my community, unique to my community.
I will tell you, me and my wife have been watching this for the longest time, living in San Antonio. We would travel right after Thanksgiving to be there to watch it in the premiere every year. We've been doing it for a long time, and I have it memorized. But the thing is,
and this is the first time they're coming outside of San Antonio.
Yes.
So Odessa could help it become something big.
Yes.
Like I said, it's a Shakespearean thing that kids are doing at all their schools across the Southwest. Well, we're going to do this play. What's it called again?
It's called Las Nuevas Tamaleras.
Las Nuevas Tamaleras?
Yep, a tamalera is just somebody who makes tamales.
Okay.
But everybody thinks it's about making tamales. No,
it's about family.
It's about family and tradition and interaction.
Spooky ghost. Oh yeah, speaking of which, how's the ghost doing? Have you heard from him lately?
You know, he checked in on me just the other day.
Oh yeah?
And just said, hey man,
he was, how you doing, man? You take care of the place?
I take care of the place.
So y'all take care of my boardroom?
Rolls, how's my Rolls Royce doing?
Let me say this. I have noticed at one point in time throughout the whole time we've been here, everyone has caught something out of the corner of their eye in the hallway. You've looked, I've looked.
I haven't.
No, I don't think you've looked. I think you have.
A couple times.
I have.
I'm safe.
Let me tell you, you got to be more aware of the living than the dead.
Yeah. Just like Beetlejuice, right?
Bros, let's put a fork in it.
Okay, man, you remember I used to do the closing thought a lot? No. I got another one if we're going to pick that back up. So just as a closing thought, I was thinking about this lately. I see a lot of people. I see it's not dumb. Shut up and listen. So I see a lot of people like grasping, trying to like fight life to make it go in the way they want, and basically my idea on it is when you quit thinking you're in control, when you quit thinking
submit
to God. Understand that you don't got control of shit. You can submit.
You don't have control of shit. Fuck you. God does.
Quit thinking. You don't know dick about fuck.
Okay,
God got you.
Redo.
Surrender and do.
Redo.
No, redo. That's my closing thought. You don't know nothing about nothing.
Yeah.
God got you.
Submit.
Surrender.
Yep.
You know,
and everything will be all right.
Yeah, you'll be all right, sweetheart.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. All right.
That's a good closing thought.
That
Okay.
it was.
Submit and surrender people to God. Without cussing.
To the authoritarian left. Yeah, authoritarian left.
Okay, you just
get your vaccine.
You just totally.
All right.
Totally.
All right, we're done here.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for having us.
Bye. Have a good day.